Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to VFG Movie Reviews with your host, Tim Williams.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to VFG Movie Reviews, and this is my review for She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Season 1, Episode 7, The Retreat. Jen gets a phone call from Blonsky's parole officer. We have to go to the retreat to check on him. It says he's become Abomination a couple of times, and we have to go up there. We have to investigate it. He wants her to come because she's She-Hulk, and she can protect him because he's scared shitless of this freaky-ass retreat. So in this episode, we now are getting the relationship. We are now getting the relationship between the guy that she met in Just Jen and him. She ends up sleeping with him, and then he kind of ghosts her. But then she's freaking out about this, is obsessing over intelligentsia, and she ends up having to go to this retreat. Well, they say his inhibitor is just calibrated wrong, so he recalibrates it, and the parole officer dips. But then Jen's Prius gets fucked up by Man-Bull and Aguilar from the comic books. And it's really cool to get these characters and to obviously we know Emil Blonsky is not a good guy. He's not a good guy. This is all just like a thing to get him out of jail and get him out of jail. That's all this was. It was all a plan, but he has to play it up with these. So we meet Man-Bull, we meet Aguilar, we meet the first vampire. So vampires are introduced. We meet Porcupine. Aguilar is a mutant, and we meet Wrecker from the second episode. Second episode, we met the Wrecking Crew, and this is Wrecker. And he is there, he's like, I'm sorry, we shouldn't have done that, we're bad people. A magical crowbar does not set me up as a human. And Jen goes into her whole story about what's going on with her and everything else, and the team and the other people at the retreat, and Neil, accept her on who she is, and, there's no windows, and it all plays out really funny. And as Jen's having these breakthroughs, Porcupine has his. He takes off his mask, and he smells like ass because he's just sweating under that thing. It's fucking hilarious. I love that we're getting introduced to all these characters from the comic books. These are F level class characters, but it's so cool to see them brought to the screen, and it's what makes this episode really cool. As Jen has her breakthroughs, the episode ends with, we get 3 days later, or 2 weeks later, something like that, 3 days or 2 weeks, the night Jen finally brought this guy home to finally have sex with him, and he's part of intelligentsia. He takes her DNA, takes her blood, and he ghosts her, and that's how it ends. So, setting up for the last 2 episodes. This is pretty cool, man. We know Emil Blonsky is a bad guy because we've seen a scene at the retreat in the Abomination form. So he's probably part of intelligentsia. I want to say we're going to see the leader at the end of this. We still have not seen Frogman, so I'm assuming he's going to be in either this episode or the next episode. I'm excited for this. I'm excited how to see all this ends. We're 2 more episodes away, which I'm super excited about. And I hope you guys are too. I'm loving this series. And after this, it will be it until next year. And we got Secret Wars gearing up next year. So I'm excited, guys. I hope you are too. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this episode. And I'll see you in our next episode.